Port Hills farmer says he is unhappy. Fire and emergencies investigation has been abandoned. Ken McKenzie lost his farmland and fences in the fire. Miraculously, his home remained unscathed. A year ago, with smoke still in the valley beneath them, Ken and his wife Denise showed me the fire damage. Their home had survived, but what wasn't insured, the land, which you can't insure of course, their trees, their beautiful garden, was utterly destroyed. The fire cost Ken and Denise their life savings, Ken's KiwiSaver, and left him with a $40,000 mortgage on what had been a freehold home. So I called him to discuss the decision to close the inquiry into the fire.
I don't believe they have got to the bottom of it.
It looks like now the investigation is over simply because of lack of evidence, that there isn't just anywhere they can go on the basis of solid lines of inquiry.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, that's interesting. There is still a whole lot of people getting round this area in cars, carrying out discussions with people and bringing in the experts from New Zealand and even Australia to continue its investigation of why this occurred.
Do you have a sense of why it occurred? What do you think? I mean, I remember we drove past when I was with you and you took me on that extraordinary tour so kindly a year ago, and we drove past the power lines that everyone was pretty certain were responsible. Do you have a sense of what's gone on?
Well, I know that I feel that I know how and where this fire started as far as the people from the Early Valley Road. Once it got up and over the hill beyond into the next valley and other things changed what happened there. But I'm pretty sure that, where the fire started and how it started. We even have, photographic evidence of some of the things that we, feel a visual of how the fire was able to start.
I've got the statement here, Ken. I feel I'm really sorry that you didn't know about this in advance, but it says Fire and Emergency New Zealand's investigation into the fires has been completed and is now closed. It will only reopen if new evidence has come to light. So this has just come out. So effectively they're saying they've hit the wall in terms of their ability to go any further.
Okay. They need to come back and talk to a few people in the valley then. I'd like to see their decision on if they can't understand how and why the fire started. We, the people in the valley, can show them. Tell them.
You reckon you could show them?
Yep.
You would have liked to have been told this, wouldn't you?
That would have been good, yeah. Yeah.
How tough has the last year been? You're buggered, bro. You are, aren't you? You just had a guts full, haven't you?
Oh, I'm lost for words in a way when I hear what you've said just before, but when you save your life, time to build something up, and then like a month after you retire, this fire happens, and you lose your life savings, your KiwiSaver. A month prior, we cleared the mortgage, and now got a $40,000 mortgage as well.
And I think my senses of you and Denise, because I haven't met many people in my career who were as proud of a property as you two were of that you could have handled all of this if you hadn't lost your beautiful planting, years and years and years of getting ready to retire there, right? Your place in the sun. and you'd made it magic and all of that went up.
Yeah, that's right. You know, like I've spent this last year pretty much working full-time, 6 days a week. You know, on this property, if I hadn't been working, we wouldn't have got back to where we are just now, which is we're starting to be able to, you know, sort of see a few things.
A future.
You know, with the basically the volunteers and the donations that have helped us get to this position has been, you know, been awesome.
Have you had some wonderful support from the locals, from the community?
Yeah, the community and even outside, like, you know, my ex-employee, various schools around Canterbury, Give a Little, other things.
So you drop some names, because I think it would be nice to say thank you to them on the radio. Who are your ex-employees? I remember that you told me when I was visiting. Tell us about them.
Yeah, it was basically it's Cough Materials Handling. Donated money to us. They supplied us with a generator when we were out of power for, it was actually several months we were out of power before we were reconnected. Just things like that, you know.
And what have the schools done?
The schools have, and I just can't remember why I could know the name of the school, but they gave money which we used. It's gone into the big pot at the moment, but what we want to do is have an area of planting, you know, for them to just come and back, and at some stage I want to contact the school so they can come back, you know, and just see their contribution.
Ken McKenzie, who lost so much in that fire basically 12 months ago, 2 fires, of course, that became one large one. Everyone who was in the country at the time will remember it. There is a very great suspicion that they were deliberately lit, but the investigation to prove that and to find out who by does seem to have hit the wall. The police are continuing their investigation, and Ken, with great community support, is replanting and is going to have a kind of public garden